Hey guys, welcome back to another video. One of my favorite videos of the month. It is time to share with you my top 10 best-selling discs of June 2025. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Chris. I am co-owner of a disc golf store called Disc Zone, which is in Santa Cruz, California, near De La Vega Disc Golf Course. And we've been open for a year and a few months now. Been doing this series for a little bit and it's been doing pretty well, so figured I'd continue it and share with you what a small disc golf store owner sells in a month. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. Disc number 10 in this list, we have a disc that's been in this list a few times. It is the Innova Halo Star Destroyer. This disc seems to pop in and out of this list quite often. I would say about 50% of the time it makes the top 10 list. I don't think it's ever really been super high on this list except for maybe 1 month. I'm sure all of you know about the Destroyer. Arguably, probably one of the most popular distance drivers, or if not the most popular distance driver of all time. And especially in this Innova Halo plastic, the colors are sweet. And when they make the stamp really nice, that definitely makes it a lot more popular. Cool design definitely goes a long way. If you've been in the sport long enough, you definitely know what a Destroyer is. And funny enough, I just got a bunch of new Halo Destroyers in. I just got a huge Innova restock, so if you're in need of a Halo Destroyer, I would make sure to check one out right now. Getting into disc number 9 on this list, I believe it's been in this list since it came out. It is the Fuzed Buzzsaw from Discraft. So this disc was extremely popular when it came out, and then it took me a little while to get the restock. I got a restock, sold out of that, got another restock, sold out of that, and now I got another restock. Made sure to get enough this time. I'm not sure if I've ever seen this anywhere else. I've been looking around for a little while. The box I just got, a Fused Buzzsaws, has a bunch of swirl on the ESP in the bottom. And actually, for those of you that don't even know what a Fused Buzzsaw is, this is Discraft's new technology combining their ESP plastic and fusing it with their Z plastic, which is their see-through plastic or translucent plastic. When they first came out, it was super popular, but now I noticed that they started making these crazy swirls on adding crazy swirls on the ESP plastic. I got a bunch of these like this, and funny enough, I have looked online and I haven't seen them around. So maybe I'm one of the first people to have them. I highly doubt it, but very cool to see. I think that this is cool that Discraft has been progressing disc golf technology. I'm kind of curious to see what disc golf technology looks like in a few years. I'm not sure. I haven't really thought of many ideas. I always ask, I think in every video, if you guys have any ideas of what it may look like. I'd be curious to know, but very cool disc, very sweet swirls. I think that's a great touch to these Fused Buzzsaws. If you want to check one out, I have them on my shop right now. That was disc number 9 on this list. Getting into disc number 8, we have the Prism Proton Crave from the Champions Cup MVP drop. For those of you that don't know the Crave, it is one of Axiom's popular, if not Axiom's most popular fairway driver. It has the flight numbers of 6.5, 5, -11. And funny enough, the Crave on its own is already extremely popular, but this run came specifically in really light weights. So I think it only came in weights between 155 and 159 grams. At first, I actually didn't even know this until it released, but luckily enough, I got a bunch of them still, and they were super popular. People have been coming in for mixed reasons, I would say. Either they already enjoy throwing the Crave and they just wanted a different one, or kids that come in that really like the stamp, and since it's really lightweight, I feel like it's a good beginner to intermediate level disc. I think the combination of it being lightweight, being a great mold, and the sweet stamp, and honestly the pretty sweet colors in the plastic. I like how the swirls in the flight plate and in the rim. I think all of those things combined make it look really nice and make it really popular. So if you got one, you got one. I think I only have a few left, so very stoked to see this in the top 8 list. I have a bunch of Champions Cup discs still left. If you're interested in getting this one, I might only have a few left, but I have a bunch of the other discs as well. That was disc number 8 on this list. Getting into disc number 7, it's not a newcomer, but it's a disc that hasn't been in this list in a while. It is the Axiom Electron Pixel. I normally don't get many putters that make the list, but I think a lot of people summer coming around, more people playing rounds. I think they're transitioning maybe between putters because their old putter wasn't working, and they just gravitated towards the Pixel. This putter has definitely became popular because of Simon Lizotte himself, obviously. It's kind of like an in-between deep and shallow putter. It's kind of like that perfect in-between. Has a little bit of a shoulder. And the new Electron plastic feels really good, but obviously the Pixel is popular. Very cool to see it in this list. And hopefully it continues next month. We'll see. That was disc number 7 in this list. Getting into disc number 6 in this list, I actually don't have it. I sold out completely, so if you wanted one, I'm sorry, you're out of luck. But it is the Discraft 2025 Tour Series Paul Macbeth Z-Swirl Lunas. That was a bit of a mouthful. Yeah, those Lunas sold out extremely quick. They were super popular. It was honestly a really good run of Lunas. They flew pretty straight. They weren't too understable as some Lunas are, so the combination of it being just cool plastic that they brought back from 2020's run and it just being a nice run of flying Luna, it was definitely a popular one. So very cool to sell out of those, and hopefully I'll get a restock sometime soon, but I have some other 2025 Discraft Tour Series discs as well that are also popular as well. We'll see in the future if I can get my hands on some of those in the future, but stoked to see that in the number 6 slot. Getting into the top 5, disc number 5 in this list, we have, honestly, surprisingly to me, the Eagle McMahon Plasma Dimension. I made a video review of this and the other 2 discs in the recent MVP drop, which was the Prism Neutron Trance and the Fission Trail. And I did the review with Manny and Thomas Tomaselli. Honestly, one of the better reviews I've done. It was cool to test out each of these discs. But the reason I found it surprising is because the dimension, obviously, if you don't know, the flight numbers are 14.5503, extremely overstable disc. I wouldn't say it's like unusable by any means, but if you are throwing 320 feet or less, this disc is probably not for you unless you want a utility disc. I was assuming since the disc is so overstable that it wouldn't be as popular, but I was proven wrong. It's cool to see some people check out the Plasma Dimensions and test them out. I think this is a disc that I would actually bag if I were to ever run out of like a super overstable destroyer or like a PD2 slot. Yeah, overall, very cool to see this in the top 5 in this list. We'll see if it makes the top 10 next month. Getting into disc number 4 in this list, funny enough, this disc has made my top 10, if not my top 5, every single month since it's been released, and it is the MVP Neutron Trail. I say it every single month. Everybody that comes in to the shop, or I would say 50% of people that come into the shop, right when they come in, they go straight over to the MVP rack, pick up a trail or 2, and I always ask them, why are you buying a trail? And they always say, even though this disc is a 10 speed, I get 50 more feet of distance out of it comparative to my other distance driver, whether it's a 12 speed, 13 speed. It just gets the job done, I guess. Honestly, I don't expect it to go away anytime soon. Another month, another top 10 list, the trail makes it, and we'll see if it makes it next month. Getting into the top 3 of this list, in the number 3 slot, we have, surprisingly, the Prism Neutron Trance from Axiom Discs. So this was the first stock release of the Trance. I believe they had 2 more runs prior to this. There was a run from the OTB Open from 2024, and I believe there's another run from like a circuit challenge. This is the first official stock release. Honestly, it's a very weird looking disc. I would say it kind of has like a weird wing, and this run specifically has a little bit more dome, so you can kind of hear that. Like that Plasma Dimension, I tested this in the MVP video. It flew pretty amazing. I would say it's much more understable than the 2024 OTB Open run. It's definitely more AM friendly. It gets a little bit of hyzer flip with some maybe drift, but then has that nice fade at the end. Honestly, not that surprising that it was popular, especially with the sick colorways. I like how, especially this one, has the pink with the pink rim. It's a little bit sparkly. I'm not sure if you can see in the video, but I don't think I have many left. So if you wanted to check one out, see one how it flies, you could check out that video that I published, or you could check one out on my site. Getting into disc number 2 on this list, we have, to no surprise, the MVP Neutron Soft Glitch. This disc has made the top 10 list countless of times since the beginning of this series, and it's for good reason. This disc applies to a large number of people. So you could be a beginner learning how to play disc golf, or you could be a veteran that's been playing disc golf for decades. This disc has a use for everybody, and a lot of people, since it's summertime, have been coming in, they want to get an ultimate frisbee. I give them an ultimate frisbee, or I suggest a glitch because it has multiple purposes. You can use it at the beach, you can use it on the disc golf course, and it's probably the easiest disc to learn in disc golf, I would say, since it has so much glide and it feels similar to the ultimate frisbee you threw around as a kid. So with that combination, the glitch, I feel like will almost always make the top 10. I'm always stoked to see it. That's disc number 2 on this list. And getting into disc number 1, if you haven't guessed so by now, I would be very surprised, but it is the MVP Special Edition Fission Trail. Now this disc actually absolutely decimated every other disc in this list by far. This was easily my best-selling disc, one of the best-selling discs actually of all time, and for good reason. In that review video, this disc is a certified bomber. As fission plastic usually does for most MVP molds, this disc was significantly more understable and had much more glide comparative to the Neutron Trail. I believe I threw this disc around 430 feet in the video, and I think Manny threw it around 490 something feet. Besides that, it being super understable, super glidey, the disc came in a range of weights. So it was something ridiculous, like 140 grams to 175 grams. So that even made it more versatile. So kids can use it because it's so lightweight, or people with low arm speeds can throw this disc just as far. If you haven't tried one out, I highly suggest it. I think I only have a few left, but yeah, that kind of does it for this video. That was my top 10 best-selling discs. If you want to check out any of these discs, you can check them out at www.discone.com. I have almost all of them except for that Luna. As always, I'm very appreciative of you guys. We just hit, I think we're almost near 2,100 subs. Next goal is to definitely hit 5K subs. So if you haven't subscribed already, highly suggest you do. I have a bunch of content coming out and you will not be disappointed. Like I said, that does it for this video. I appreciate you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.